Immigration raids ramp up, targeting workers on the job.
They are people that had been in the United States a long time. They had a job, they had homes and properties.
The backlash in the streets, but also from businesses, why the concerns may even be reaching President Trump. The president orders name changes for several military posts, including one currently honoring a Texas general.
He dedicated his life to the Army, and to be disrespected like this goes beyond anything I can think of.
We look at the name change to honor a military hero at the expense of another who served.
God bless Texas for getting behind this and for making it a reality in the Lone Star State.
A former governor helps lead the push to expand tests of a psychedelic drug. Military veterans move Texas toward clinical trials of ibogaine, why some believe that could save lives.
Produced from the Capitol in Austin and airing statewide, this is the award-winning State of Texas.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Josh Hinkle. Immigration raids reached a higher intensity in recent days. Enforcement operations targeting work sites have led to arrests and deportations of people who have been working in the U.S. for years. And the action sparked protest in cities around the country, including here in Texas. Protests earlier in the week in Austin and Dallas brought brief clashes between law enforcement and protesters. That led Governor Greg Abbott to deploy National Guard troops to several parts of the state to help manage protests. To be clear, we recorded this program before Saturday's nationwide No Kings protests. You can find full coverage of those events on this station's newscasts and website. The backlash to the crackdown on immigrant workers does go deeper than protests in the streets. Businesses and farmers have also pushed back, and some of their concerns appear to have reached President Donald Trump. He spoke about it at a news conference on Thursday.
Our farmers are being hurt badly by, they have very good workers. They've worked for them for 20 years. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be, great. And we're going to have to do something about that. We can't take farmers and take all their people and send them back because they don't have maybe what they're supposed to have, maybe not. And you know what's going to happen and what is happening? They get rid of some of the people because, you go into a farm and you look and they've been there for 20, 25 years and they've worked great and the owner of the farm loves them and everything else. And then you're supposed to throw them out. And you know what happens? They end up hiring the people, the criminals that have come in, the murderers from prisons and everything else. So we're going to have an order on that pretty soon, I think. We can't do that to our farmers and leisure too, hotels. We're going to have to use a lot of common sense on that.
Our Border Report team is giving us insight into how some workers are being affected by the immigration crackdown. Fernando Rustrian Herrera worked construction in Houston for nearly 2 years. The 18-year-old was detained by ICE agents at a checkpoint while heading to a construction site. He's one of thousands of migrants deported since President Trump took office in January. Juarez officials say about 3,000 Mexican nationals have been deported through their city alone. But migrants like Rustrian face even tougher choices. Many are stuck in limbo, unable to return to the U.S. and unwilling to go back to their home countries.
I had my apartment in Houston and saw raids taking place. Some had papers and others did not. They would take them, and those with papers would take them up to court. They tricked them.
Rustrian is now staying at a migrant shelter in Juarez. He says he plans to work in Mexico while waiting for conditions in the U.S. to improve. Enrique Serrano with the Chihuahua Population Council helps run Juarez's Migrant Assistance Center. And he says deportees arrive devastated after losing everything they built in America.
They generally arrive in great sadness. They are people that had been in the United States a long time. They had a job, they had homes and properties. Some even opened up a business in the United States, and they were doing good. They are sad because it's going to be very difficult for them to return to the United States soon. They practically have to start here from zero.
Despite being deported, Rustrian says he harbors no ill feelings toward the Trump administration, but he believes the deportations hurt both migrant workers and the people who want them out.
As he harms us, he also harms himself, because all of the things being built in the United States are being built not by Americans, but by migrants.
About 1,500 migrants remain in government and church-run shelters in Juarez. The Trump administration has suspended asylum except in extreme hardship cases. Meanwhile, federal officials are expanding efforts to crack down on illegal border crossings. Last week, U.S. troops started detaining migrants as part of the Deep South campaign. The plan includes zones known as National Defense Areas, or NDAs. Those are military domains established next to border wall areas. People who entered those areas face similar penalties as if they had unlawfully entered a military base. For someone trying to come into the country illegally, that could lead to immediate removal. Officials say the tougher penalties are working.
The crossings and the encounters by Border Patrol over the last several years were several thousand a day. And that's dropped to 60 to 70 per day. That's an amazing decline in encounters. So it shows what we're doing here is working.
The campaign is expected to expand with more NDA zones along the border. Federal prosecutors say they are also targeting criminal networks behind the crossings, including cartels and smugglers who profit from misleading migrants. A Texas law that allowed students not legally in the country to qualify for in-state tuition at public universities has been reversed. We look closer at the impact and the unanswered questions. A former governor helps lead the push to expand tests of a psychedelic drug.
I'm completely convinced that this compound has the ability, with one treatment in most cases, to alleviate an addiction.
We speak with Rick Perry about his work to increase access to Ibogaine, why he says that will help Texas veterans. President Trump orders name changes to several military posts, including one that currently honors a Texas general. Now that veteran's family is pushing back.